Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight on our news.
The Constituencies Commission report to be tabled in Parliament on Wednesday. That story coming up in our news.
Former Deputy Commissioner of Police Marvin Dames says the Free National Movement is the only party with the answers to fight crime. That story is coming up straight ahead.
Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell addresses new concerns over that U.S. travel ban. That story straight ahead.
Plus, thieves hit Garden Hills Park. Welcome to our news and thanks for joining us. I'm Christina McNeil. Topping news tonight, after being heavily criticized for failing to report within the constitutionally mandated 5-year period, members of the Constituencies Commission were expected to meet this evening to sign the long-awaited report and send it to the Governor General. It's the second time the report has been completed behind schedule under a Christie administration. However, the Commission chairman called those criticisms politics. Vonique Toot reports.
The Constituencies Commission is ready to report, according to House Speaker Dr. Kendall Major, who told our news today that he expects that report to be tabled in the House of Assembly on Wednesday. Major also confirmed that one constituency will be added ahead of the 2017 general election.
We are ready to report. In fact, we are scheduled to have a meeting this afternoon, and all of the commissioners will get together, look at the final drafting of the report, and then everybody we expect to sign, and it should be by later this evening on its way to government house for the Governor General to vet and ratify, and then from that point it will be returned to the Prime Minister for his final approval.
Major, who chairs the commission, said the report is out of his hands after that, but it is his hope that it would be tabled in the House of Assembly in 2 days. As previously reported, the commission created a new constituency in New Providence.
I'll refrain from giving the name of the seat at this point, but we're adding one seat, and of course, because we've added that one seat, it caused some changes in the middle of the island as it respects a certain constituency. So there's been some minor shiftings of polling divisions here and there, but generally I think it is we're quite comfortable with the final result.
Though Major would not say more than that, we understand that portions of Fort Charlotte, Bainstown and Grantstown, Centerville and Anglerston will be redrawn to form a reconstituted St. Cecilia. That constituency was eliminated under the F&M government ahead of the 2012 general election. The Christie administration has been heavily criticized for once again failing to report on time. However, Major said he's not getting into the politics of that, noting there were setbacks.
I'm not going to comment on the politics of or timing of it, but what I have found as sitting as chair is voter registration has been extremely low, and for some reason there has been a leak in this process. And then we also had a change of membership. So those three factors did play a role. How significant, I can't say.
The commission is constitutionally mandated to report within 5 years of the previous report. The last Constituencies Commission report was completed in November 2011, making the current report more than 2 months late. This is the second time it has been late under a Christie-led government. However, Major insisted that such sluggish voter registration is unusual.
This is unprecedented that this far along that the voter registration has been so low, and it's still low. It's increasing quite a bit. We're up to about 750 or thereabout persons a day. And I am certainly happy that we're at a point of agreement and an understanding to move this process forward.
Parliamentary Commissioner Sherlyn Hall says that so far around 96,000 people have registered to vote in the upcoming general election. Reporting for our news, I'm Vonique Toot.
In other news, after Free National Movement candidate for Mount Moriah, Marvin Dames, revealed his party's crime-fighting plan last Friday, Chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party, Bradley Roberts, condemned Dames for attempting to distance himself from anti-crime policies Roberts claims Dames helped to implement. Today, Dames is responding to those claims. Giorgio Bain reports.
Former Deputy Commissioner of Police Marvin Dames says he does not have the time to continuously respond to members of the Progressive Liberal Party about their failed crime initiatives. According to Dames, the last 5 years only proves that the PLP does not have any of the answers. Dames was responding to PLP Chairman Bradley Roberts, who said when the PLP took office in 2012, the party had to clean up the mess left behind by the Free National Movement government.
We are focused as a party, the Free National Movement. And when I decided to enter frontline politics, I committed myself to this, that I will not waste time dealing with peripheral issues and comments.
The FNM's new crime plan includes reinstituting term limits for the Commissioner of Police, reorganizing the Royal Bahamas Police Force Reserves, and launching a neighborhood watch program equipped with CCTV monitoring. According to Dames, the only initiative he has seen from the PLP was urban renewal, and he has not seen much success from the controversial program.
We talked about the establishment of a neighborhood watch council, and so we're going to set that up. We're going to put someone in charge, and it will be the responsibility of that person to ensure that we establish neighborhood watches throughout the length and breadth of this country. The very little I know about urban renewal, I don't know how successful it is. I don't know what is its mandate. You know, I was on a show the other day with talk shows, and they said, well, they formed a large band. You know, so how much money are we investing to form a band?
According to Dames, no criticism should be coming from the PLP, and he hopes that the Bahamian people will give the FNM a chance to prove that it can tackle crime.
Just look at what this government has been doing. They have been failing on absolutely every level. And so, you know, the solutions to the problems we face are really basic. I say that, you know, we have the solutions. We just have a problem with the management and the execution. And we in the Free National Movement intend to focus on management and execution. We talked about a multidisciplinary, multi-agency approach.
More than 500 murders have been reported since May 2012. Reporting for our news, I'm Georgia Bain.
And Garden Hills MP Dr. Kendall Major says he is disappointed and disgusted by thugs whom he says stole an $8,000 solar panel system used to illuminate the park in Garden Hills number 1. Major says the system was purchased to modernize the park and save energy, but residents were violated when thieves broke into the building that houses the system.
Yeah, this is where they damaged the lock to pry the gate open. And then they destroyed the brace. And this is where it was attached, and you can see how they just separated the wires from here, and it attaches to the solar panel that was out on the roof, and that is completely gone.
Charles Green, who has lived in Garden Hills for nearly 40 years, says he discovered the system had been stolen around 7 this morning and reported it to police. He says it's not the first time the park has been hit by thieves.
I'm getting tired of what's been going on around here. Just about a couple of years back, dog prepared us bathroom facilities. They break in here, take out all the face ball, all the toilet bowl fixtures. He came back and he paid. Now he come out here this morning. I'm sick and tired about it too, because then they saying the government ain't doing this, and the government, they tried to beautify this park to make it just, their families and neighbors can come out here and do what they want to do. Come out here this morning, man, to walk this park, I like the bathroom door break open, so I walk around the solar system going by. We're sick and tired of this.
Major says residents are outraged.
And how it was taken, it seems as though the person knew what they were doing, and it looks like they probably are preparing it to be sold in the black market. And so we need to put a stop to this. I think the community is outraged, and we are outraged. We're sick and tired of it, and a message needs to be sent to these young thugs who cannot respect the rights and the property of the public.
Well, despite assurances by United States Embassy officials last week that Bahamians will not be affected by a new travel ban announced by U.S. President Donald Trump, concerns continue to mount, according to Minister of Foreign Affairs Fred Mitchell. Mitchell revealed today that those latest fears have been expressed by Bahamians studying abroad. Jasmine Brown reports.
Mitchell says there is no reason that students should become concerned over what he calls rumors. On January 27th, President Trump signed an executive order banning travel from 7 Muslim-majority countries for 90 days and suspending all refugee admission for 120 days. The surprise order caused mass confusion and led to many from those countries who had legal authorization to travel to the U.S. being detained. Mitchell says while the Bahamas is not on that banned list, Bahamians studying in the U.S. were being warned not to travel back to the Bahamas, as they may have been blocked from re-entering the United States.
What I saw come from our overseas offices was that Bahamian students at universities in the United States were being advised not to travel back home because their visas somehow would be in jeopardy.
U.S. Embassy Charge d'Affaires Lisa Johnson insisted last week that the changes will not impact Bahamian passport holders or U.S. pre-clearance at Bahamian airports. Johnson also confirmed that Trump's executive order has been implemented in Bahamian airports with respect to non-immigrant and immigrant visas. But she added that the transition to the Trump administration has not resulted in a change in the bilateral relationship between the Bahamas and the U.S. Mitchell says he has had to relay that message to panicked students.
That continues to be the situation, as I understand it, up to today. And so no Bahamian student ought to be concerned, I'm advised, by any ill effects as a result of the various policies.
As the travel ban continues to play out in the U.S. courts after a judge put a hold on Trump's executive order, Mitchell says Bahamian officials will continue to monitor the situation.
In any event, I know the matters are still being reviewed by the courts, but up to this morning there was a restraining order in effect which prevents the policy from being carried out until the courts have had a look at it.
Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Still to come on our news, an IDB report takes a look at the country's crime-fighting costs. Plus, Bahamian students prepare for a 2020 Expo in Dubai. That's coming up when our news returns.